What's going on YouTube? I just got a quick video for you today. Just a bit of a rant, I suppose. Basically, what I think is the primary problem with Diablo 4. And while the game itself has plenty of problems, and your horse gets stuck on things, and you don't have enough stash space to put all your loot. I think the biggest problem is the content creators themselves, right? Granted, I'm sitting here creating content, but I don't understand all the negativity around the game. I mean, you have these people who play the game, 250 hours in 5-6 weeks, and then they're like, there's not enough content. This is crazy. What have they done? And I'm like, okay, this is a base game release, and you played it for, what'd you say, 250 hours? Like, that seems pretty good. Sounds like there was a good amount of content for you, right? And again, not to say there aren't things wrong, like maybe some of the gear scaling and stuff like that, but the fact of the matter is a lot of these dudes and gals are the politicians of the gaming world, right? They're so out of touch, yet they do this for you, right? Even though they get to play 250 hours and you got to play for 50 because you have to go to work and you have to do all these different things, take care of your kids and your family. You don't have 14 hours a day to play the game, so there's plenty of content for you. Yet you go to watch your favorite streamer's video, what's he doing? He's bitching and complaining, saying that endgame isn't worth it, this and this and this. When in all reality, 90% of the players aren't going to reach the end game, right? So why sour the experience for them? I don't necessarily understand it, and it's crazy to me that you can have a game you played for 250 hours, they're dropping new content within 6 weeks of the game's initial release, and yet it's still not enough, right? It's not enough content. It's not enough. And it's gotten to the point where some of these people just seem so out of touch with the people who actually play the games and the ones who buy enough copies to keep the games running and afloat and all that, and yet it still just isn't enough. And again, I can't watch the videos anymore, the hate videos. I know the game has problems. They all have problems. I've been playing Path for 10 years. The game still has problems, and it will always have problems. And to think it'll be perfect and suitable exactly the way that you want it to be is silly. I mean, come on. I mean, and they're sitting there taking all of the community's recommendations and feedback and implementing it as quickly as possible. But yet that's never enough because they didn't implement it in a way that was satisfying to you, correct? Even though you have no understanding of computer programming or coding or how they actually had to do this. And instead of just being happy and being amazed, in fact, that the devs are listening so much is just not enough, right? Because they didn't do enough. They didn't listen enough. And so, again, I don't want to go on too long about it, but, like, just something to think about. Like, if you're enjoying the game, just keep playing it, man. I mean, I didn't think I was going to love this game. I thought I'd be back on Path after a couple weeks. And now I can't wait for Season 1. So I'm very pleasantly surprised, and just, again, if you're having fun with the game, just play it. Just don't worry about what these other people are saying, these big streamers, the dudes that have already laid down 300 hours, because their opinions aren't necessarily going to suit the amount of time that you get to play the game, if that makes any sense, right? Like, it's beating Uber Lilith. I'd be curious to know, maybe someone knows, put in the comments what the percentage of players that have beat Uber Lilith, and then maybe the percentage of players that have completed, say, let's say a 75 tier nightmare dungeon. I bet it's pretty low. I would assume that it's probably under 15%. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are better at the game than I'm giving them credit for, or have more time than I'm giving them credit for. But I bet the percentage is pretty low. I mean, even the end game bosses in Path of Exile, I mean, isn't it some obscene low number, like less than 1% of Path players have beaten all of the bosses in the game, including Shaper and Elder and Uber Elder and now Uber Elder and all these different bosses? So, again, for just remember, if you're a content creator, not to say that I have any influence on anybody in this world, but it's like, just remember who you're talking to, and remember that some of these people don't have the time that you have, and they won't get nearly as far as you. So when you tell them the end game isn't worth the grind, it doesn't matter because they're never going to get there anyways. So it's just, that's it. Again, just enjoy the game. That's it if you can. If not, I'm gonna go play something else. You go play Hello Kitty on an adventure or fucking whatever it is that that you think is the perfect game. I don't know. But that's it, guys. You know, like, subscribe, or don't. It's up to you. And that's it. We'll see you on the next one, guys.